There are three different types of heating and hot water systems that you might have installed in your home. There's your combination boiler, which basically gives you instant hot water, your standard open vented system where you have your tanks up in the loft, and then moving on to probably a more modern sealed heating system, which you still have your airing cupboards but no tanks in your loft. So we're just going to run through a couple of pros and cons for each system just to help you make a more informed decision as and when you need to change your boiler, or even if you just want to upgrade your system in general. So starting with combination boilers, combination boiler does away with your airing cupboard and with your tanks in the loft, so you don't generally have any stored water anywhere anymore. They heat up the water instantaneously, which actually means they're probably slightly more efficient, very hygienic in that sense. Cons, probably that it's a slightly larger boiler in general than your normal heat only boiler, and also if the boiler actually breaks, more often than not it fails, and then that means you haven't got any heating or hot water. There's generally no backup involved with a combination boiler. Bringing us on nicely to your standard open vented system, so you've kept your tanks in the loft, you've still got your airing cupboard. Pro of this is that generally the boilers have a bit less in them component wise, so there's a little bit less to go wrong, and you can also have a backup on your hot water cylinder, which is an immersion heater. So if the boiler does fail for any reason, you can always go to your switch, turn it on, and at least you've then got some hot water. If not no heating, you have something. A con of these types of systems mainly is having the large tank of stored water in your loft. Tend to find with modern day water regulations, they're a little bit unhygienic, especially if the tanks aren't covered in your loft. So what you find is you get a lot of dead spiders, scale, the silt that basically comes through your water pipes settles in the bottom of the tank, which is a good thing that it's settling somewhere, but still a little bit unhygienic that you could have dead spiders, etc. in there. So always make sure that your tank is covered. Another con with it is that you've still got your stored water in your loft. So if there are any leaks on the tanks or it's overflowing for any reason and that overflow pipe isn't connected, you're not going to know about it until the water actually comes through your ceiling, which is never a good thing. Then this brings us nicely onto your sealed conventional systems. So being sealed, it means we actually do away with both of your tanks in the loft, and you still keep your airing cupboard, but we actually upgrade that to an unvented cylinder, which is basically a mains pressure hot water cylinder. So your water coming from your hot taps will actually be under mains pressure on the same as your cold. It's a lot more hygienic because there's no stored water anywhere. It's constantly feeding through the mains, and also that your heating system is actually becoming sealed. So we get much better circulation around your radiators and far less, or at least no, air ingress into your radiators. So you should find that you'll be bleeding your radiators far less often, meaning the water stays cleaner, less muck formulation in your system, etc. Just one con still would be that there's probably still taking up a bit more space than your combination boiler, but probably a very flexible system in between that you've still got your backup. So if you'd like more advice on these, or you'd like to talk through any of the points I've just made, please give us a call or an email and we'll be happy to talk to you.